Point of personal privilege.
The delegate has the floor.
Imagine that you live in the South as we do. Except it's the 1950s or the 60s. You're entrusted with upholding the law, but also, in the eyes of the law, you are separate but supposedly equal. You see that massive resistance is gaining steam across the Commonwealth, especially in the Hampton Roads area. And Jim Crow policies are ingrained in the fabric of our community. But you are also, rather reluctantly, by many, given a badge and a service weapon. You cannot utilize the same facilities as your white counterparts, but you're entrusted with keeping the task of the peace and being the keepers of the community. This was the reality for the first black law enforcement officers in Virginia. In recognition of Black History Month, I want to take some time to highlight some of the pioneers in black law enforcement, especially in the city of Virginia Beach, and the daily struggle that they and their families face. These men were tasked with upholding the law in a growing city while being seen as less than a person by their peers and citizens alike. In the early years of Princess Anne County and the oceanfront city of Virginia Beach, the precursor to our beloved city of Virginia Beach, racism was commonplace. And integration, it was a far-off reality. These first black officers of Virginia Beach, they had to deal with pressures, both internal and external, that were completely foreign to their white counterparts. But even in the face of such adversity, these first black officers marched forward with pride and distinction. They performed their duties with honor, even while serving a city, a commonwealth, a country that did not bestow with them the same respect and honor that they deserved. The respect of seeing them as a man, as whole. These sacrifices were made both personally and professionally, and were part of a growing movement that helped to shape the future of generations of first responders, including my uncle, who was an officer in the Suffolk Police Department, or my father, who served as a firefighter in the Air Force, and then became one of the first black captains at Norfolk International Airport as a firefighter. To the families of the first generation of Virginia Beach black officers, such as Officer Sparrow, Holloway, Lawrence, Pace, Siller, Woodhouse, Whitehurst, Ramsey, Parks III, Little Jr., and so many others whose names were lost in history, I want to say thank you today. Thank you for putting on the uniform each and every day and having to work twice as hard just to earn half the respect. Thank you for breaking down barriers, becoming a beacon of light, and sometimes even laying down your life for a community that sometimes didn't even love you back. But most of all, thank you for inspiring future generations of not just law enforcement, but of all Virginia Beach residents, and showing that we have an important part in this great experiment called democracy, and as we all strive towards a more perfect union. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.